Aerodrome trying to get on terms, but's done it the hard way. Caltex easing 3 wide. JL needs an out. Supreme Vic pulls to the outside, but under pressure. Happy Harry is weaving a passage between runners and working into the race, as is Farmer Brett. Then came Guy Rossi, followed by Dunmore. Salvation of Sam going through between runners and Deacon Street, not travelling well. 30.9 down the back straight. They come to the home turn. Peter Gregg had a look around to the left, a look around to the right. He now goes for home on In Adam. Caltexan trying to bridge the gap, and they broke clear of Happy Harry, but In Adam's doing it well. Caltexan can't reach him. Happy Harry holding down third spot, but In Adam back in the winning list scores. Second Caltexan, third Happy Harry. Salvationist Sam ran fourth, and then came JL, Supreme Vic, Guy Rossi, Aerodrome, Deacon Street, Dunmore, Farmer Brett, and Tell Me Now is just arriving.
Well, 11, 7 and 12 could be your numbers up there at Brisbane for race 2 up there over the 2100 metres. 11 on top here, which was In Adam, the horse Robbie's tipped. In fact, he's gone very close. He's got to the Quinella here. Number 2, Supreme Vic, I think has got second. Has it, Neil, on the extreme outside? Look for the... No?
I think it's 7 on second here. Caltexan, I think he...
Yeah, it is too. Caltexan looking for the pink colours here, the pink yellow sleeves and the green star. Can't see the star, but we can see the pink. I think you'll find that Happy Harry has got third. So the numbers are 11, 7 and 12. Salvationist Sam, I think we'll have to look for it next time on a street corner somewhere else. Ran fourth, did it?
Ran fourth. Made a bit of ground up, yeah.
OK, down the middle of the track. OK, let's have a look at the dividends from Moonee Valley for the last. And the numbers here are 3, 5 and 8. The winner here, Rain Again, has $2 and $1.10. Second, number 5, that's Laura's Revenge, $2.80 and $1.60 here for Mark Time. $13.40 for the Quinella 3 and 5 and trifecta $65.70. That combination you need is 3, 5 and 8. And the double 14 and 3, $24.30. Let's have a look at your quad extra for the evening, sir.
OK. Does look a fairly tough night tonight. Some of these, I don't think we're going to have a short price favourite in any leg of the quaddie tonight. Now, this is the way I see it. First leg will take 2, 10 and 12. 2, 10 and 12. Second leg, 1 and 5. Third leg, 2, 3 and 10. And we'll come home fairly strong with 4, 6, 9, 10 and 11. Now, that's a $45 investment for 50 cents. So just recapping, 2, 10 and 12 into 1 and 5, into 2, 3 and 10. And in the big one, the Coca-Cola Classic, very tough race, 4, 6, 9, 10 and 11. All right, so that gives us a bit of a shot to have a crack at it. I think we've got 3 legs in the second again last week, as per usual, which is very sad, but
we'll keep trying, mate.
Gives us a good indicator. It gives you a good chance for not too big an outlay. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
I haven't had a quick chance to have a look at fields for Mildura tomorrow. I have got the form guide here somewhere, but we'll be able to have a little bit of a study tonight. As you mentioned before, Neil, we go racing up there tomorrow. Robbie Orber's going to catch the plane up and head up there tomorrow, so he'll be there live, and of course we'll have Dan, hopefully after the fun run and before the fun run, down there at Geelong.
He's not really running in the fun run, is he?
Would I lie to you? He was downstairs tonight trying on a T-shirt and a hat. Now, unless you're going to have a bit of a jog, why? Because I'm sure the boss wouldn't allow him, our producer, Mr. Carney, would not allow him to be on camera with a T-shirt and a hat on. Would you think?
Most definitely not, no.
So I would gather that probably Dan might be having a little bit of a jog.
Mind you, he lets Hutchie on every week looking the way he does, so...
But still, I mean...
Anything could happen.
I mean, Hutchie is virtually... how can I be nice?
We better be careful what we say, because Hutchie will never forgive us.
Well, he's been to the panel beaters a few times, and I think he's come up pretty well.
Panel beaters?
He's come up pretty well, Hutchie.
OK.
OK, let's have a look at Adelaide. Update.
Gee, we're getting into trouble doing that, I tell you.
Would he be listening? He's probably home, actually, having a bit of listen.
No, he's up in the committee room.
Oh, was he dining tonight?
With the Caduceus Club diners tonight, actually, yes.
All right. Yeah,
Hutchie being vice president of the Caduceus Club. Yeah.
Talks to us later on. Let's have a look at Robbie Orber's tips here, 4, 8 and 2 for the next at Adelaide. Melbourne update. Let's quickly the favourite here at 2.20 anyhow for the next at Adelaide. It's time to get away at, if I can find the right spot.
In a couple of minutes. I think it is about 20 past, yeah.
Should be, hopefully. OK, let's update Moonee Valley for the fourth leg of the quaddie. This is the Kirk's Mixers 4-year-old pace. Of course, it's Coca-Cola Amatil night tonight, and Coca-Cola Amatil Classic and Coca-Cola Amatil Cup. And what great supporters of harness racing they've been. Of course, they are right behind the Kilmore Cups as well to Coca-Cola. We've had a look at Neil's quaddie. Now let's have a look at Blue Boss, the ruling tote favourite at $2.30, $1.40. And pretty well name your price outside the 12, Boambi Bay, yeah. Of the drive of Chris Alvarez. Outside those two, there is some value there.
Most definitely. Actually, I'm surprised Blue Boss is as short as he is. A lot of the boys who do the country circuit regularly have got a huge rap on this horse, including our good friend Mr. Hutchison, as we were just talking to him. He thinks that this horse has got the potential to go all the way. And I mean, we have to forget what happened in the 4-year-old race last week. If you recall, that was the race they ran, the ridiculously slow 72.9 middle half. It's the slowest half anyone can ever recall here at Moonee Valley. And mind you, and it did finish its race off very well, Blue Boss, after being wide the last 600. I think the 240 is too short, but certainly it has a definite winning chance in the race. Boambi Bay was my selection, despite the awkward barrier draw number barrier 12. I've got a lot of time for this horse, and he's won his last 3 and won them in fairly impressive fashion. The Wangaratta win was fantastic. Did get through and get to the front fairly quickly, but I think he's got a touch of class, this horse. One of the Noel Alexander team, Chris Alford to drive. He's my first tip on top 12 to beat 2 Blue Boss. And certainly with the discrepancy in the odds at the moment, that's certainly the way I'd be going. And I've thrown in Cleftus, who won here last week after sitting in the breeze number 10 for third. And they're the 3 we've got now quite extra, 2, 10 and 12. But at the value, I think I'll be having something on Boambi Bay.
All right, at $5.20 and $1.90, and that's your thoughts. 11 minutes of betting time still left. I was going to, I know we've got some race highlights to have a look at in a moment, Neil, but of course we go to Adelaide very, very shortly as well too, so we might just keep those up our sleeve for a moment or two.
I was just going to say that race, there's a few more chances here too. It's not as open and shut as that, to be very honest with you. Family Armour had a nice second here last week. Behind Cleftus. I guess it has to be given some chance, number 4. Calder Hall had no luck at all last week in that silly race, is all we could describe it as. And if the right things happened for him, he wouldn't be hopeless. And of course, we've seen what Gemfire can do if the race is put on for her. It's got to be held back and saved for one late run, but if they go hard in front, it wouldn't be without a chance as well. It's a very tricky little... And that's not even including Sassy Gina, who last season was one of our top fillies. It might be a little trickier than we first thought.
She has just failed to capture that form, hasn't she?
Although, interestingly, Graham Morgan, who was our guest on The Last Word tonight, he seemed to think that he felt she might be coming back into some form, which is interesting. He said he spotted her in the bush the other day and thought that she might be coming back.
OK, you're looking here at the Trotters free-for-all over there in Adelaide, 8.20. Let's go across to our caller up there in Jamie Braidwood.
Going without her, she's 50 metres away, Light Buffy. Half Day was away pretty well towards the inside. All at Once certainly scrambled away. Too Hot to Trotters now charging forward and wider out Angry Eyes. Half Day, though, has the inside and is going to drive through and hold out Too Hot to Trot. Angry Eyes now eases in behind them. 12 metres away, 4th then was Energy Plus Gear, 5th. All at Once then making some ground through on the inside. Tondrunic off the rail quickly is now moving around them. They were followed then by Brilliant Bruce, and 15 metres away last of all Light Buffy. Half Day in front in the straight the first time round, caught in the breeze, Too Hot to Trot, and he doesn't want to be there. Back on the inside in 3rd place then was Angry Eyes. 6 metres away then Energy Plus, who'll end up 1 by 1. Tondrunic behind it, over on the inside Gear. 6 metres away Brilliant Bruce around All at Once, and last of all now tacking up is the favourite Light Buffy, but she's done a fair bit of early chasing. The lead time in 47.8 heading to the back, and the leader Half Day led by 4 or 5 metres on its back second Angry Eyes, and here's Energy Plus now moving around Too Hot to Trot. Gear 3 back on the rail. Tondrunic races about 5th the outside. Brilliant Bruce further back in the field. Now Tondrunic is also easing out wide on the track and going forward. Don't know whether he'll be able to get past Energy Plus though. Then came Brilliant Bruce All at Once, and last of all Light Buffy. 1200 out, Half Day the inside. In the centre Energy Plus. Tondrunic is now moving up very strongly out wide. They were followed then right behind them by Angry Eyes. Yes, Tondrunic is going to ultimately go to the breeze. So again Energy Plus is 1 by 1 on the outside of his stablemate, which is Angry Eyes. Too Hot to Trot finished up 5th on the outside. Gear the rail. They were followed then by Brilliant Bruce All at Once, and last of all Light Buffy. The first quarter in a 32.6 down the lane. Half Day the inside, joined by Tondrunic. Tondrunic the outside. Half Day the inside. Angry Eyes has had a perfect run right behind them. In the centre then is Energy Plus, followed by Too Hot to Trot. Gear locked up on the rail. All at Once third last. Second last Brilliant Bruce. And last of all is Light Buffy. They're about to really rev up in front as they head to the back once again. Half Day the inside, Tondrunic the outside. The second quarter in a 31.4. Over on the inside then Angry Eyes. Energy Plus just for the moment off the bit. About to ease out wider then is Too Hot to Trot. Now here goes Energy Plus once again. Gear off the rail. All at Once driving up on the inside, and then Brilliant Bruce and Light Buffy. Half Day still going pretty well off the back, just in front of Tondrunic. Energy Plus Plus is after them now, out 3 deep, but Half Day sneaks away. Angry Eyes on the inside. Gear now easing to the outside between runners. Light Buffy all at once broke up, but on the swing, and Half Day led by 3 metres down the outside. Energy Plus is after Half Day, and here's Gear into the clear now. Energy Plus, Half Day, and wider out Gear. Energy Plus reaches the lead, and Energy Plus gets up to score second. Half Day, Gear third. They were followed then by Light Buffy, who finished fairly close up. Back behind them then would have been Ton Drunick. Angry Eyes didn't finish it off. Followed in then by All at Once, Brilliant Bruce, and last in was Too Hot to Trot.
A night at the Trots is a great night for a group function or fundraiser. Social clubs, sporting clubs, a family get-together, or even an intimate dinner for a small group. In fact, for groups from 2 to 800, it's great value. There's a wide range of packages, from exclusive dining boxes to lavish smorgasbords. Call Pat on 9370 4000 for all the details.
Harness racing, now that is big.
I'm hooked up to this lie detector at Jefferson Ford, and I'm really happy to be here. I'm happy. I'm here. We car dealers always tell the truth. Always tell you we're telling the truth. So I can say that all our used cars are absolutely free. Free from faults or defects. With a $5,000 minimum trade-in offer. It's true. But hurry, this offer is strictly limited. Is available to every man and his dog.
$5,000 minimum trade-in only from Jefferson Ford, the greatest car dealer in the free world.
Jefferson Ford.
The Harness Card. At last, a card to reward harness fans. For just $60, you'll go harness racing across Victoria to 385 meetings, including all Moonee Valley harness meetings. That's right, no admission price. And harness card holders will also receive attractive rewards throughout the season. To purchase your card, contact Harness Racing Victoria on 9375 4255 or obtain your card at any harness racing club. The Harness Card. It's the card that will harness the future.
From the Channel 31 Community Notice Board, unemployed in the East? Well, if so, SANE provides free help with resumes and those all-important covering letters. There's also free photocopying and counselling. So drop in on Wednesdays or phone for more details on 9763 1490. That number again, 9763 1490.
Welcome back. Harness racing from Moonee Valley tonight, coming to you live. The Kirks Mixers 4-year-old pace. Neil, let's have a look at some of the races that we might be able to get a little bit of a guide off for our quaddie a little bit later on.
Yeah, well, the last leg, of course, is the Coca-Cola Classic with the fast class, and the first race we go and have a look at is the Geelong Cup from the 15th of November. This is the one that Adair won and was very impressive doing it too. Of course, he's a new horse since David Murphy. Now, Adair's in front, and the horse in the middle is Lots and Lots, and we're also watching for Easy Dollars, who was 3 back on the fence at this stage, and they're both running in the Classic tonight. Dare was most impressive. He ran to the front, and David didn't let anything get anywhere near him, and he raced away. It was a very strong win against a high-quality field. It was worth noting that you'll see Easy Dollars get out late and flash home and run third. There he's in the middle with the nose roll. The winner was very impressive, and there out wide there in the Vic Frost colours was Patchwood Star, who, of course, 4 days earlier had gone 158 here, winning the consolation of the Legend. So
snookered up on the rails in the Geelong Cup though too.
Oh, he had no hope the way the race was run, and I'm surprised Vic actually didn't take part early in putting the horse in the race, but as we found out later, the sectionals were very quick mid-race and ran the last mile in 1 and a bit. So
all the speculation, well, not speculation tonight, but a lot of the good judges turn around saying we might see a different Newsbreaker front up tonight.
Well, most people are not aware that Newsbreaker in the Kilmore Cup, a mile and a half out, 24 metres out, had one of his tyres taken out, and the tube came off the rim and actually wound around the axle. So Graham was telling us tonight it was virtually like a handbrake, and he said the horse still managed to get beaten only about 13 metres. He said it was a super run, and you have to agree with that. And I think it's well drawn tonight, Newsbreaker. People think the inside of the second row is a bad draw, but he tracks out Hazard Trader and Night Rainbow, who were probably the two fastest beginners off the front, except maybe for Buffalo Bill, who might come across. But I think Newsbreaker could finish up 5th or 6th or maybe 7th on the first turn and in the running line. If that happens, I think he's the horse to beat. And Graham was very, very confident the horse could win tonight. And we're going to have a look at a free-for-all from late in October. when he managed to beat Buffalo Bill and Jack Morris. And, of course, we get to see Jack. This was Jack Morris's first run back from, oh, must have been 20 months since he'd raced with all his injuries. Newsbaker in front, Jack Morris in the breeze, Buffalo Bill coming 3 wide now. And not surprisingly, Jack Morris got a little weary. It was as we say, it was his first run back. Buffalo Bill raced to Newsbreaker as if he was going to beat him. The leader did find something like the good horse he is. And he put his head out, and Ashley on the line was drawing away. He then went to Kilmore 4 days later, of course, and had those troubles we spoke about after running near favourite. I think that he's the horse to beat tonight. And, of course, Jack Morris has had 1 run since he ran in the consolation of the Melbourne Mile and had no luck at all. Was 3 wide and 4 wide. And sure. As Andrew P said, he admitted, he said, I gave it a sore back. At least he's got the guts to say he did something wrong on it. I think Buffalo Bill, Newsbreaker, Jack Morris, all genuine winning chances in the Classic tonight.
Come back, we'll have a look at another race too shortly, but let's update Moonee Valley the next. This is the 4th. Only 60 seconds away from a start. 290, 180 here for Night Rainbow. John Caldo takes the drive on this fellow tonight. And we move down to... yeah, where are we? Oh, hang on, I'm on the wrong race here. If I get to the right race, it might help me. Now I'm right.
Boambi Bay is
I was looking at Boambi Bay. 330 and 160.
Now, I think we can let our viewers into a little secret here. There's been a bit of a turnaround in the market, not just on the tote, but in the ring as well. Blue Boss has been easy, and there's been a very strong move for number 12, Boambi Bay. It has virtually halved its opening quote, which is not surprising me, but they're now getting to what the odds that they should be. Very close to it. I think they do not dominate the market, and probably Cleftus is clearly the other horse that's given a winning chance in the race, number 10. I thought, as I said before, I went 12, 2 and 10 in that order, and I wouldn't be surprised if any of the 3 won. I think 12 can beat 2, is the way I see it. Good race.
Bold move, considering 1940, if Boambi Bay has got...
it's a tough task to win from back there.
The class, it's going to...
he's going to need it too.
Good horse. He's going to need a little luck as well too. They roll behind the mobile for race 4, first leg of the Quad Extra tonight, and as Neil just said to you before, a good push for Boambi Bay. He'll come out of 12, and of course we don't have to look too hard for those familiar colours of the Alexander camp. They are in the all green. And also you'll find here Blue Boss now into tote favourite at 310 and 180. But the push on track has been for 12, Boambi Bay. Here's Brian Markovic.
All set. Yeah, good support for Boambi Bay. They're ready. Racing, the grey Blue Boss goes away nicely with Society Street. Now towards the centre, Shagar is mustering speed, and so too is Arkwright. Boambi Bay off the second row is spearing between runners as Society Street goes through for the moment, keeps out Blue Boss. Shagar is out there 3 wide. Just in behind them came Sassy Gina Arkwright. Boambi Bay's out 4 wide, turning out of the straight, followed by Calder Hall. Just in behind them, Gemfire, followed on the inside by Family Arm. And the last 2 are Gigi and Mary Contessa. Along the back and going through Society Street, kept out Blue Boss. Boambi Bay's on a limb out 3 wide. He has to go on with a job now. Shagar gets to 3rd. Back to the inside of Sassy Gina. Then Arkwright going for a gallop early as Cleftus. He's buckled Cleftus early. He threw away the best part of 15 metres as the grey Blue Boss works to the lead now. From on the outside, Boambi Bay. 8 metres away, Family Arm, followed by Calder Hall. 15 metres away, Gigi. And some 12 metres away, Mary Contessa. Lead time in a 23.6 in the first split, in a 30.1. At the top of the straight, the grey Blue Boss the leader from Society Street. Boambi Bay travelled up into 3rd placing, ahead away on the outside. Then back on the inside, the mare Sassy Gina. The outside in turn is Shagar. Gemfire is 4 back on the rail. It's outside of Arkwright, followed by Calder Hall. Then Family Arm, Cleftus, Mary Contessa and Gigi out of the straight at the 850 metre corner. Blue Boss is in front of Boambi Bay. He's worked the first round. He's 2 metres away. Second quarter in a 33.4. Then Society Street. Shagar enjoying a nice run, trailed up by Arkwright. Cleftus makes its move once again. Sassy Gina held up 3 back on the rail. On her back in turn, Gemfire. Then Calder Hall. Gigi given a cut with the whip. Now out there 3 wide. 3rd last, trailing Cleftus. And the last 2 are Family Arm and Mary Contessa at the 450. Blue Boss narrowly in front. A neck away on the outside. Boambi Bay being held together. Shagar in the centre. Back on the inside, Society Street under pressure. Hard Hard-driven the outsiders, Cleftus, then Arkwright, Gigi, Sassy Gina, no run. Well back in the race, Calder Hall, Gem5, Family Arm and Mary Contessa at the 180. Third quarter, 30.7. Looks a match in 2. Blue Boss ahead in front. Boambi Bay's under pressure. 10 metres away, Cleftus, Shagar Society Street at the 100-metre mark. Blue Boss just in front. Boambi Bay is now starting to pick it up on the outside. Oh, good performance this by Boambi Bay. He got the upper hand from Blue Boss and Arkwright, and Boambi Bay wins 2 metres to Blue Boss. Third Arkwright, close up Gemfire, not far away Cleftus. Sassy Gina never got out, followed by Gigi, then Shagar Society Street, Calder Hall, Family Arm, and Mary Contessa's run last.
It's interesting if our cameras can just stay on there, Neil. Chrissy Alpha just tapping him along with the whip. He might be a horse to you. Does he look that might be just a little bit lazy?
Don't think he's lazy, actually. I think that's a trait that you'll see Chris Alford does with all the horses he drives. He drives them a good furlong after the winning post. He keeps them running. Actually, it was something we used to see. The late Vin Knight used to do it all the time too, if you recall. He used to keep them running after the winning post, and the habit being, of course, that they don't want horses pulling up. Well, getting in the habit of pulling up where the winning post is.
Yeah, I raised that for the simple fact that you know, it's only 1940, and the horse has done a tremendous job to come from back where it did.
Yeah, it was wide.
Chrissy got caught 3 wide there at one stage, then had to go forward. And when Blue Boss got to the front, you said to me off air, it's going to take a little bit of running down, because the first driver to get a bit anxious was C. Alford.
Well, you see him pull the plugs here any second. Any second you'll see him. There they go there now. The earplugs come out. And at that stage, Blue Boss had probably got a metre on him, and looked like it was this stage still going to hold the other horse off. But when Chris really got into him, he really dug deep, this horse. As I said before the race, I think he's got a real touch of class. I wouldn't be surprised if he becomes one of our best 3 or 4 4-year-olds, you know, before the season's out. I think he's got real quality, and the last quarter there's 28 something. I just can't see the fraction there, but that'll give you some idea. Actually, that was really Blue Boss's serious test too. And I don't think we should be too harsh. I think he's been beaten by a very, very smart pacer.
Well, punters left it in a little bit earlier on tonight. They've got a little bit back here with Boambi Bay being well tried too, getting the money. We have a look at a different angle of these two together here with Blue Boss.
Well, young Deborah Junior, she did nothing wrong on this leader, to be very honest. She did everything right on it. She managed to get away with a nice, easy middle half, and made them really run home. I guess it was entitled to win the race, to be honest with you, the leader. It was just a bit too strong, the other horse. And both drivers are pretty serious there now too.
The other horse you can just see in the middle there, it looks like Cleftus, who galloped, lost about 10 or 12 metres, got down again, and has put himself into the race again. So
he's done a good job.
Just pay to follow. Is that Cleftus? No.
Cleftus was the horse in the red colours there. I didn't see where Sassy Gina finished up. I was watching the 2 leaders. Actually, I didn't even spot where they'd finished up.
I have a feeling it might be Cleftus actually that we're looking at there, but I may be wrong. In fact, I'd say it would be there, because the 10 has got 5th.
He's run 5th,
and it'll be out in the middle of the track. 12.23. Here's the tote. Sorry, Neil. 12.23. $3, $1.50 for the winner, Boambi Bay. Number 2 second, Blue Boss, Deborah Junior, 160 and 320. For number 3, that's Arkwright, Robert Burns. The Quinella 12 and 247 in trifecta 12, 2 and 3, $127.30, and the double 3 and 12, $6.
I reckon that Quinella's pretty tidy dividend, to be honest with you. We said really thought the 12 and 2 dominated the race, and the Quinella's paid what, better than 7 to 2. I think that's pretty tidy dividend, actually.
Certainly has. OK, well, they're the 2 that punters wanted, and that's the way it fared out. Globe Derby, let's have a look at the totes here for the last. Decided over there, race 3. And the numbers here, 8 to 9. With a watch, of course, as we said before, we better keep a watch on Light Buffy. Made up a tremendous amount of ground. Surprisingly galloped out of the mobile and lost about 50 or 60 metres, but she's only been beaten by about 10.
Yeah, if that, it was a super run. As you say, it was a good 50 metres she lost at the start too, which actually most unlike her, although it's probably first up tonight, feeling a bit fresh. The mail we had from Adelaide was that she'd been trialling quite brilliantly, and of course we saw her come over here and win a race here last season at the Valley, a good quality race too.
Energy Plus 570, 160, half day. Number 2, did half day run second over there? Must have.
Yes, he did.
160 and $2.50. Yep. $2.50 for number 9. That was Gia Michael Johnson. 8 and 2, 11, 20, and trifecta 8, 2 and 9, $216.20. All right, let's see where we go racing next. I think we head back to Brisbane and the race up there. Time to get away in just 3 minutes' time. The favourite is number 6 at $3 and $2 even. That's Redcliffe Fella. Again, another one that Rob Alber has tipped on top, so he's looking towards the favourites tonight, a little bit up there in Queensland. He's tip number 3, Mr. Mink, for second at 6.90 and 160 and 9. He's thrown in for third. Assisi's advance, and he has come up the value of the 3 at $10.50 and $2.80. But Robbie's number's 639 in Brisbane, and we're not far away from the start up there. Okay, here's the winner. Back to scale here, and Danny Malecki, I dare say, would probably be down there waiting for us at this present point of time to have a chat with Chris Alvord. The way things have panned out, Dan, this little fellow over the 1900 metres tonight had the job in front of him, and he stood up to the task well.
Yeah, good effort it was. They've run a bit of time too, so Chris, you'd be pleased. He's really developed as he's got older, and he's getting a little bit more tractable each time he goes around.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. He's turned into a very nice 4-year-old. He had a tendency as a 3-year-old to be a bit in and out. He'd either win or run a terrible race, and this spell's sort of done him good. He's come back and he's racing a lot more tractable, and you know, it's showing on the track.
That was his 10th win tonight, so for a 4-year-old early on in a 4-year-old season, not many horses get to win that many races.
No, he's made all the big finals. Like, he won a semi-final of the Eldorado, and I think he might have just missed getting in the Sire Stakes final, but, you know, he's always raced against the better horses, so he's done a good job.
So you'd be looking for those good sort of 4-year-old races to have a crack at him again?
Yeah, well, he's already qualified for the Sire Stakes, and I think the preludes are in about two or 3 weeks, so that'll be his next run, I'd say.
And you got a friend you'd like to say hello to?
Yeah, young Matthew. He had an accident last Sunday, and I think he might have got out of hospital today. So, how you going, Matt? I hope you get better soon.
Yeah, I hope you're on that winner too. I'm sure Chrissy would have tipped it to you. Chrissy, thank you very much, mate. Congratulations. That combination, again, it wouldn't be Saturday night without seeing those green colours go across the line first. And good luck to Matthew on the comeback trail. Hope you're looking after yourself. Matty from Chrissy Alford and everyone at Harness Racing here at Moonee Valley.
Dan, you just get ready for that fun run down tomorrow at Geelong. The rumour around the track here is at the moment Dee Malecki will not run, and our rumour is that Dee Malecki will run.
I want to know why you're doing it.
Yeah, well, I looked at the boards before and it was 3s out to 12s.
Well, track conditions might not suit that.
And that's to run in the first 200.
All right, we'll be back down trackside with Danny a little bit later on tonight. Just a reminder, as I will do all night too, to join us tomorrow, because we have racing live here from Moonee Valley, also live from Geelong and live from Mildura, with Dan going down to Geelong and Robbie Auber going up there to Mildura.
I have to say I've cheated too this week. I've got people coming over for dinner for a barbecue tomorrow, so I can't go to either of the venues. But I got a new aerial put up on the house yesterday.
Have a fair chance you'd have
new aerial went up yesterday. The 31 pictures now perfect.
Whereabouts are you situated?
I'm in the apex of Mulgrave and Wheelers Hill. So.
Okay.
And I think the transmitter's out Mount Dandenong way, as our producer nods in approval, yeah. So the picture's fantastic. It's, it's as good as any of the commercial
stations. I still keep running into a lot of people who turn around and say, look, I'm living in Melbourne, I can't get Channel 31. You speak to other people who are probably 60 k's out of Melbourne and they can pick it up perfectly. I would suggest don't try and fiddle around with yourself. For the sake of $20 or $30, get someone out to have a look at it. Put it through your video if you can't, but if you can get SBS, and you virtually get SBS from the Mount Dandenong Tower, there is no reason why you shouldn't be able to pick us up either.
Exactly. Can you believe I went to the Bendigo Trials on Thursday night? Now, that's the first. Bendigo Trials Thursday night, and I spoke to
Why would you go all the way up there? Or
I had a horse trialling there, one of my own there, and actually won the trial.
Good.
No check arrived though, anyway. And one of the guys I spoke to up there, who lives about 20 k's on the Melbourne side of Bendigo, said he spent about $400 getting a super whiz-banger aerial, as he called it, with a booster box and whatever else, and he said he gets 31 as clear as a bell.
I'm surprised.
So it can be done.
I'm surprised down at Gippsland how many people down there really just on the fringe area. We went down to Terrell.
If you can spend a bit of money and get an expert in to look at what you need, I think you'll be surprised just how far our signal will go.
All right, well, so we're under the watchful eye of a lot of people here for Saturday night, and we hope you enjoy it as well too. Now, we're looking at Adelaide for